Hey, if you believe Jesus, you'll have eternal life. Michael Rivalsky here again with the Holy Bible King James Version with the Old and the New Testaments. I've been going around preaching the gospel to just about everybody everywhere I go, just as usual. Trying to let them know that Dollar Trees have had these. So if you find them and you want to try to help spread the word, it's a really good idea. And I've been doing it for years. I even walked to Ohio from Florida giving these out. And I managed to give out like 781 of these that year. Eventually walked from Northeast Ohio to Indianapolis, which is in Indiana, capital of Indiana. And it got so cold, I just took a bus back. And it's gotten cold down here too. I spent the winter here, and that was the whole reason why I built this cabin. Still been working on it little by little. Today, I actually got some work done on the doors, you could tell there. And what I did was I took the poles that were coming up around the whole thing, except for this one back here, which I'm planning on using for my stovepipe chimney, which is in there getting built. Well, I've been working on it. I haven't finished it yet, but this door is pretty nice. I just used some cotton twine and the wood from these poles. I put that together and made this nice little door. Look at that. I got a little spot for it to sit down. Pretty nice. And then in here I also put some shelter improvements. I got a 5x7 tarp from Harbor Freight, and also an emergency blanket. I think the tarp was like $4. The emergency blanket is actually this thing here on the wall. There was some water coming in because it wasn't covered all the way when I made this. If you could tell over here, the tarp didn't go, or Lord willing, yeah, you could tell right there, the tarp doesn't cover the whole thing. And I thought it looked nice like that, so I just left it, like that. And I noticed some water was getting in over there, so I put that emergency blanket up, and with just some duct tape, just duct taped it. It actually fit in there perfectly. Somehow it just so happened. I mean, 8x8, and it just so happened that the thing fit in there perfectly. I had to fold it up a little bit on the bottom and then put some weight on it. Well, I mean, that's what, in order to get it, fixed. That's what I did. And then I bought some sunshades from the Dollar Tree. These little things for $1 each. I ended up with kind of like a little camp mat or pad or something that you might have seen like at Sporting Goods or any camping store or something like that. Even Walmart's had those things, I think. And then my stove, I used some roasting pans, and I noticed it was a little bit flimsy, so I just taped 2 more roasting pans in there and cut it pretty much exactly the same. It's still folded up just fine. I threw some toilet paper in there for later if I want to start a fire. But yeah, it's pretty nice in here. And this took like 2 weeks worth of work. I mean, not too bad for 2 weeks worth of work. I show off stuff in my other video too. There's even ventilation up here. Since there's only that door there, it's nice to have this. I haven't gotten fire going to where I've seen the smoke going up and out the chimney, because obviously I haven't gotten it finished yet, but been doing it a little bit here and there. It's pretty nice though. Yeah, if you want to see more about this, you can check out some of my other videos. This is part 5 out of a series that I did. Trying to back up out of here. It's wide enough for me to get through. Yep. And what I did with this is I used cotton twine. I probably already mentioned that, and these poles. Started off with and this part here goes down about 5, 6, 7 inches, something like that, goes into the ground. So I put a point on that, and then had this one cut to where it would be level for the most part. I put it together and then put it on there, so I didn't compensate for the ground being a little bit unlevel here. So instead I just put these extra pieces here to kind of hold it. And yeah, it doesn't wobble or it's pretty stable. It was a challenge. It was a challenge doing a door. It's the first time I ever did that in my whole life. Never made a door for a cabin till today. And eventually some of the pieces were kind of uneven on this side, so I evened it up and just pounded them using my little pounder in there, or whatever you want to call it. And I just used that to move the poles over, and then I tried to get it straight up and down there. So it's pretty good. And then I took a couple extra poles and put them here just to give it a little. This one's real stable. This one, I guess I could pound it in there a little more, or it'll get stable as time goes by. It'll get more stable, Lord willing. But yeah, pretty cool, huh? And like my other shelter here, well, that's what happened to this pole. It got more stable as time went on, as the ground kind of compacted there. Yeah, I got these. I showed this stuff off in other videos. So if you want to learn about what I got going on here, you could check those out. I don't want to like repeat myself in every single video I do. But I do like to. I have liked to mention the gospel in every single video that I've done, and I have done that. And I highly recommend everybody. If you want to make a video or something, I recommend that for anybody who would like to do videos. You could share the gospel in every single video you do. It's easy as 5 words: believe Jesus to live forever. Or when I've gone out, sometimes I've done like I did when I first introduced myself in this video. I said, hey, as long as you believe Jesus, you'll have eternal life. And then I've mentioned about the Dollar Tree Bibles, and Lord willing, if you find them there, you can buy them and give them out. Pretty simple stuff. So I don't recommend everybody walk from Florida to Ohio, though. Actually, after I got done with that, I worked in Northeast Ohio, and then I started walking across Ohio. My plan was I was going to go around the mountains, and by the time I got to Wapakoneta, it was like a 17-mile span, and I was starting to feel kind of tired. I imagined, or I remembered these marathon runners, or at least one, where they were running, and then something gave out. And all of a sudden, about 2 minutes later, my right ankle started having some trouble, and I was like, oh, and it took like a year for it to heal. I mean, it's not bothering me now, but off and on. I mean, if I really think about it, I can kind of tell, I think, that it still has a little bit of a tightness there, but not too bad. At any rate, this is really short, so I hope you all like it. Go out there, preach the word, let people know about Jesus. They got to believe that, he died for their sins. It was raised to life. The whole point of Jesus dying is to pay the penalty for the death that has gotten passed on to us from Adam and Eve disobeying in the garden. And so Jesus came and he paid that penalty. Now, for those who believe, you've actually been set free from death. You don't even have to die. You could live to the return of Christ. God could keep you alive for a long time. I think I may have met some people who claim to be alive from the times of Jesus. Now, how to go about that in the United States, and there's some things that you could ask God about. But that's pretty much it. I hope you all like it, and God bless each and every one of you.